The betrayal of Jesus, a biblical drama. Scene 1, the agreement. Narrator. As the festival of unleavened bread, called the Passover, was approaching, the chief priests and the teachers of the law were looking for some way to get rid of Jesus, for they were afraid of the people. Then Satan entered Judas, called Iscariot, one of the 12. Judas Iscariot approaches the chief priest, who is surrounded by other officials. Judas Iscariot, what are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you? Chief priest, 30 pieces of silver. We will give you 30 pieces of silver. Judas Iscariot, I consent. I will watch for an opportunity to hand Jesus over to you when no crowd is present. Narrator. From then on, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over. Scene 2, Gethsemane. Narrator. When Jesus had finished praying, he left with his disciples and crossed the Kidron Valley. On the other side there was a garden, and he and his disciples went into it. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place, because Jesus had often met there with his disciples. Jesus and his disciples are in the garden. Jesus is praying, and the disciples are weary. Suddenly, the sound of approaching footsteps and the flickering light of torches are heard. Peter, Master, what is that sound? Judas Iscariot enters, leading a large crowd armed with swords, clubs, torches, and lanterns. Jesus, who is it you want? Crowd, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus, I am he. Narrator. When Jesus said, I am he, the soldiers drew back and fell to the ground. The crowd stumbles backward, momentarily disoriented. Jesus, who is it you want? Crowd, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus, I told you that I am he. If you are looking for me, then let these men go. Judas Iscariot steps forward, approaching Jesus. Judas Iscariot, greetings, Rabbi. Judas kisses Jesus. Jesus, Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? Do what you came for, friend. The crowd and soldiers move in to seize Jesus. Peter, enraged, draws his sword. Peter, Lord, should we strike with our swords? Peter lunges and strikes Malchus, the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. Jesus, put your sword back in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen in this way? Jesus reaches out and touches Malchus's ear, healing him instantly. Jesus, am I leading a rebellion, that you have come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat in the temple courts teaching, and you did not arrest me. But this is your hour when darkness reigns. Narrator. Then all the disciples deserted him and fled. The soldiers bind Jesus and lead him away. Judas watches, his face a mask of conflicted emotions, then turns and disappears into the darkness.